And it's the Joel Comm Show, and I'm wearing my Meerkat shirt today. And we're here on blab.im with my special guest, Mr. Michael Stelzner. Give him love, give him
Woo!
feels. So, Mike is a serial entrepreneur. He's an author. He's been doing this internet thing for a long time. He really kind of made his way in the white paper industry. You remember white papers where people would spend hundreds of dollars on just like a few sheets of paper that contained all the nuggets for that particular industry. He is the founder and CEO of the Social Media Examiner. He runs Social Media Marketing World, which is the coolest, biggest, and best social media event of the year, which takes place every spring in San Diego. He's the author of Launch, How to Quickly Propel Your Business Beyond the Competition. And the dude's an expert and authority, and the most important credential, he's a super nice guy and he's a family man. And welcome, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Joel, man. Thanks for blabbing with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. This is the new platform, dude. It has arrived. The thing we have been waiting for, that is the perfect blend of social and podcasting and video and Q&A. These guys have figured something out. Look at all the people streaming in here already. 33 already, and there's more coming.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a little story, and I do hear just a little bit of echo from you, Joel. Maybe it's coming from one of your devices. But I somebody said in the Social Media Marketing Society, have you heard of Blab yet? And I'm like, what the heck is Blab? And, I get emails every day from people saying, have you heard of this? Have you heard of that? But then I looked at it and I'm like, whoa, there's some people that I recognize that are actually actively involved with this, including yourself. And I'm like, I want to check it out and see what it's all about, because it does look like it does combine Hangouts and live broadcasting like Meerkat and Periscope, but I can do it from my desk, and we can do it together, which I think is kind of exciting.
And there is an app they just released a few days ago, and it's just on iOS. I have not broadcast from the app yet, but I've watched others. And right now, there's 2 more seats that are below us. I've got them locked. And for the moment, that means nobody else can join us. And we're going to have a conversation for a little bit and talk about you and what you're working on. And then we're going to open it up. And we've got so many people here that I know are going to want to talk and ask questions as well. And what I figured out is that this is kind of like a late night show platform for doing interviews. You know how they have the guest come in and they do their thing and they sit in the first chair. And then at some point we're like, all right, had enough of you, slide down one and let's bring some people in.
Yeah. I mean, I see the value proposition of that. And I knew that was the value prop of Hangouts when I first saw it. And even before Hangouts, I can't even remember what platform I was using, but I know back in the day when I launched Social Media Examiner, funny enough, 5.5 years ago, I launched doing something exactly the same as what we're doing right now. There was 2 video streams, one of me, one of Mari Smith, and we did one every hour, and we had people chatting underneath it, and it was completely revolutionary at the time, but it just never took off. And I think now there's this insatiable hunger for this kind of stuff, and I'm very excited about this. I don't know what the future holds, but I'll tell you what's intriguing about it is my eye wants to go down the side column here and notice all these cool people that showed up, like Steve Dotto and all these other people that are here. Hello, Steve. And it is a weird medium, because I do feel like I'm kind of at a party and we're in a big circle. And that is really cool to me, and I'm excited about that, especially the fact that we can bring others into the dialogue. That is exciting.
There's something welcoming about it and open that Hangouts didn't give that air to it. And like everything Google does, except for search, they've kind of screwed up Google Plus, and they're kind of screwing up Hangouts. And we just had another legend of internet marketing pop in here. Derek Gell just joined us from Internet Marketing Center way back. And so people are catching on and they're picking up on this whole thing. But
what's the little number? I'm beating you by a couple hundred. What's the deal with that?
So those are feels. Those are feels.
And people are feeling me up.
They're feeling you up. And what might happen if somebody can ping Sean at some point a little later on, Sean Purry, who is the CEO of Blab. He comes in and they're
cool.
Really open
I'd
for
love to do that.
listening.
Let's bring them on the line. That'd
So
be really cool.
we will. If somebody wants to ping Sean, that maybe about 30 minutes in, if he's available, Mike would like to have a word with him as well. But let's. And I figure in the initial stages, so much of what we're doing on Blab is talking about Blab, right? Because it's new.
You know, it's funny. When I started Social Media Examiner, one of the first things that I noticed was that everybody was on social was talking about social. And this is before I started Social Media Examiner. So I said, what if I started writing articles all about Twitter and all about Facebook? So I wrote an article for Brian Clark at Copyblogger about the dark side of Twitter. And then I wrote another one for Marketing Profs for Ann Hanley. And those two articles were like the two most popular articles on each of those platforms for years. And I did that before I started Social Media Examiner. And I kind of knew, all right, if we can kind of bring together writers and marketers and talk about how to do this thing that we call marketing, and we write articles about Facebook and Twitter, they would be extremely popular. And that's the same thing I see going on right now. You know, we're figuring out this thing called Blab, and we're figuring out this thing called live video streaming or mobile broadcasting, depending on how you label it. And, you know, there's a lot of marketers here, and we are trying to figure it out. So it's natural for us to talk about the tech because that's kind of who we are.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I don't know what the editorial calendar is at Social Media Examiner right now, but I'll put you on the spot. If I can get you a Blab article by next week, can you guys roll with it?
Not next week.
Because you guys have them scheduled out, right?
Yeah, our editorial calendar is typically like 30 days out. Last Tuesday we had the entire month done, but yeah, I mean, it would be very intriguing to talk about Blab and its use cases and how people are using it. One of the things that I think is kind of interesting about the Blab technology right now is if you go to blab.im, which I guess stands for instant message, you see two categories. Three. You see business, and you see tech, and you see general. And I think it's an interesting business strategy that they're going after the business category and the tech category first. And I think they probably realize that if they can get the Robert Scobles of the world and the Guy Kawasaki's of the world and the Joel Comms of the world using this technology, the typical early adopters, then everyone else will follow in tow. Have you seen this, Joel? Because I know you've been on the front end of a lot of new tech. Have you noticed that that's kind of how these things get started?
It totally is.
I know I'm spinning the tables.
No, it totally is the way it gets started. You know, and actually, we are not early adopters when it comes to this. We are pioneering this right now. There are 10 million people that are using Periscope or signed up for Periscope, and I'll bet you that maybe a couple thousand or so that are on Blab. This is Wild West. We are cutting the trail through the mountains, cutting down trees, setting up camp, lighting fires, and hunting when it comes to this. And I think it's going to be huge.
You know, one of the things that's intriguing, some of the research we did for our 2015, wrong year, industry report was the adoption rate of new technology for marketers. Mm-hmm. Only 5% of marketers typically jump on the early stages of any particular, tech when it comes out. And if you think about Periscope, right, the launch was just a few days before South by. And then you think, not Periscope, Meerkat. And then you think about Periscope, they launched the first day of Social Media Marketing World, mm-hmm. which was, I don't know if that was planned, but if it was, I think that was brilliant. Because, guys, I saw Guy Kawasaki literally switch from Meerkat to Periscope within minutes, And, that technology is only a couple months old, but it feels like it's been around forever. Now, this technology, I think, has only been around for 60 days. Is that about right? I know.
Not even, I don't think. I think Blab is not okay. Eric says 90 days. So apparently there was really a very small pocket that were using it.
Yeah. Well, I guess the real question is, will people continue to use this? And is there enough value proposition with this over all the others that are out there? And it doesn't need to be better. It just needs to be what everyone's using.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key.
Look at, last night I was on one with Tyler Anderson, and in pops Marcus Sheridan for the first time. He's like, what is this? And then his mind's blown. He's starting to go, I get it. This is a platform. And I was telling him that you're going to be on today. And he's like, can you imagine for conferences, for panels, having pre-conference panels on this an hour before the panels to go on? They could be sitting here talking about what they're going to talk about. It's highly addictive. It's digital crack. And I'm glad to say that we're getting you hooked.
Let me ask you, on your side, what does it look like from the administration side? Tell all of us, like, what can you do that we cannot see?
So really, there's not much on the left side, which I think is over here, because right now the cameras are flipped. The meerkat on my shirt is actually looking to my left, but to you guys, he's probably looking to the right.
To the right, yeah, exactly.
So he's looking to my left, though. So it's flipped, and I'm probably on the right side, and you're probably on the left from where you're sitting.
No, I'm on the right for me, and you're on the left.
For where the people that are watching, Joel's on the left. Okay, but in the replay, I'm going to be on the right in the recording, and you're going to be on the left. On the left side, it's got the topic, and there's a button to record, which we're doing now. And then the same thing you see, Tell a Little Bird. By the way, everybody, click the Tell a Little Bird button right now. Let's get everybody in here for this. And then on the right side, I see the comments the same as you.
Which is what I see too, yeah.
There's a few administrative functions. Like you see some people, it says question right before their comment. Somebody go ahead and type a question so that Mike can see that. And if you type /Q and then whatever you want, it'll say question.
Wait, hold on. You have to type /Q. If you just type in, it doesn't do it. Is that right?
Right. You type /Q and then put in whatever.
It goes into the question queue, quote unquote.
It says, see the little gray box. It says question.
Yeah.
Now, also, I can also change the topic. You or I can
47, Leslie.
Anybody that's sitting at the table, so to speak, any of the knights of the round table can type /topic and basically commandeer the topic and change it. Let's not do that yet. We will at some point, and I'll demonstrate it. But for now, we're going to leave it as is.
Let me ask you this question. When I type a comment, is it going out to Twitter or is it just remaining inside a blab?
It's just here. If you want to tweet, you got to click Tell a Little Bird, and then you can customize the tweet, but it'll automatically embed the link for this in it. And one of the things I really like is that blab.im /Joel Comm is my page. And if I'm on air at the moment, it'll show that I'm on air, and it will show all the ones that I've scheduled. Like next Tuesday, I'm talking to Brian Kramer, and that already shows up on my page. So I don't need to send people the long URL that we see at the top. Just send them to your page.
Now, once we use our Twitter account to log in and create an account, much like I did, does that mean I automatically have something that others can follow on Blab?
In fact, they're following you right now, Mike. If we look at your profile, 99 people are following you already.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, click on your name, and you can see right there, and you're following 18.
Oh, really? How did that happen?
Yeah, if you go up to the top, and you can go across the profiles of different faces. You can follow people from there as well.
Wow, that's really slick.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool, man. Whoa, I see. Okay, yeah, so it pops up. Now, Eric Fisher was asking if it can work in landscape. Right now, it looks like it's a square picture on the video, right? Is that correct? So
I think so. And I tried looking on the phone, and I tried turning the camera, and it turned me like this. So I
think it kind of is a landscape mode when you think about the fact that these two videos together, if it's just two of them, is almost like landscape. But once it becomes Brady Bunch-esque, then all of a sudden, it's how many people can you get on here at once? Just 4?
In terms of being on with video, yes. But Sean Purry says that they have really tested the numbers of people that can view at one time, and they think it's incredibly scalable. They think thousands could be on. And they will be. There will be politicians. There will be musicians. There will be business people. Celebrities are going to be using this, and we're going to see some big blabs.
Very cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about you and what you're working on for a few minutes, and I think we're going to play a game, and then we're going to open it up to some questions because, after all, it is a show.
Yeah, so right now, the biggest thing that we've got coming up is our online summit called Social Media Success Summit, which launches in the October 6th. Mm-hmm. And we're actively beginning the process. It's the other big thing that we're always working on is our physical conference, Social Media Marketing World. That's coming up next spring in April. And beyond that, we're just always trying to improve. And looking at tech like this, and asking ourselves, is this something that's going to stick? And if it is, should we talk about it on the podcast? Should we talk about it wherever? I will tell you the thing that I love doing the most is my podcast. And I don't know if anybody listens to podcasts, but it's called Social Media Marketing. And I know you used to podcast, Joel, but I think now Blab has taken over for you, huh? Are you going to start repurposing these into podcasts maybe?
So that's what's interesting is we're recording this. When I'm done, it'll email me within a minute or so with 2 links, one to download the MP3 and one to download the MP4. And the video stream is actually really good quality because what they're doing is they're recording the stream directly from each of us and compiling it. So if there's some stutters or glitchiness in our recording, it's probably not going to show up as much on the final MP4. I totally could see this being a podcast replacement. In fact, Tyler Anderson is doing that now. He's made the leap.
Tyler, I listened to the interview he did with Mitch Jackson. By the way, I got to ask, how in the world did that guy put that animated
great question
Kramer thing in there?
Just copy the URL of an image and it'll drop it in there.
Oh, you paste a URL of an image in there and boom, it just works?
Yep. So he's got an animated GIF that he just pasted in there. Go ahead. Somebody drop some images in there so we can show and tell what's up with that.
That's really cool.
So here is what I put out yesterday, and I'm going to stand by this. Live streaming video. Great picture of Dwight. Live streaming video is the new blogging, gang. This is the new platform for content creation, for building a fan base, for connecting with people. And I think that from here on out, it's explosive. And those of us who take advantage of it and build platform now are going to be the ones that when the droves come are going to have significant following.
Let me play devil's advocate on that. Not that he needs an advocate, but the challenge with live streaming, and I think that Blab is doing a good job of addressing this, but the challenge is that it's spontaneity, right? So with Periscope and Meerkat, a lot of times it's like interruptive technology. So it's like you're in your Twitter stream or you're in your Facebook newsfeed and you see that there's something live going on. So you decide to click on it and you're going to go see. And if you're entertained well enough, you're going to stick around, right? And your mind will be blown, as what Eric Fisher is showing there with the image. But I guess the downside to it is a hard technology to allow someone to maintain full attention for like an entire hour. And I'm wondering whether or not, in the same way YouTube videos, tend to be shorter, I wonder whether the consumption attention span of people, whether they're going to be willing to sit and watch talking heads for a period of an hour. And it's intriguing. And it's always been a business model that I've struggled with.
Well, we know nobody likes to watch 1 hour programs on television. Oh, wait a second. No, they do,
but not just a talking head. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they're watching squirrels in the mountain that have
Oprah, Ellen, and so on and so on. People will sit and watch the news for hours, and they're nothing but talking heads saying the same thing. But here, you're not wrong as devil's advocate. I think there are some challenges, and it comes down to creating compelling content, but also realize that we can chunk the show. I'm recording this, and if I wanted to do it in segments, I could put, we just talked about this for 3 minutes, and I put that up on Facebook as a replay or on YouTube as a replay. I can break down our 1 hour conversation into 5 shows.
That's true. And I think what Tyler Anderson did with Mitch is useful, where he's doing a live, he's doing a podcast recording and he's doing it for a live audience. The only challenge obviously there is that the distraction factor, right? Like the challenge with a lot of these technologies is I'm not even looking at what's going on the side, especially with these animated things, because those are so distracting. I'm looking right into the camera, and that way I can really be focused rather than just constantly being interruptive. And I think we have to try to find our sea legs when it comes to this kind of technology, because if you're not focused on your guest, then I think what you're going to have is a lot of what we probably see with a lot of these periscopes right now, which is just a bunch of blab. But I really do love this interactivity, and I'm really looking forward to bringing another person in here and doing the Q&A component beyond just you and I. And there's nothing, you and I can keep asking as many questions as we want, but that's where I'm intrigued. And I think that's what makes this technology so interesting, is from a community development perspective, it's very powerful.
Well, like you know what? Let's do that. In fact, I'm going to let, how about Mike, you go ahead. Who would you like to cherry pick to invite to join us? Go ahead. And
well, somebody raise, say me. I mean, who wants me to pick them? Let's see. Who wants to come on live?
Okay, first one was Descartes. So Descartes, I would like for you, I'm going to unlock the seat. I'm opening it up for you. And go ahead and Descartes, go ahead and grab that seat.
And let's bring Ian on too. Why not?
It's Dawn Carter and Ian Cleary. Go ahead and grab the other seat. And welcome, Dawn. You're on with myself and Mike Stelzner.
Hi. Thanks so much. Joel and Mike, can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I had the biggest epic fail with these headphones the other day. When was it? Michael Birch was on. They invited me into the coveted seat and my Chrome was outdated. I'm like, it was horrible. Honored. But I'm saying I love the platform. I have already, I just a little disclaimer, I work for a company that does Twitter chats and has been in the Twitter chat business for years. People have been developing communities of excited people that are, talking once a week about a topic. And now all of a sudden the video aspect, I mean, you've already got the community that's there. And I'm telling you, I moved from Twitter chat to now, throwing in a live embed.
I got to tell you, I don't like Twitter chats.
It's not for everyone.
It's a nightmare if you are the guest of a Twitter chat and you're the expert. Mm-hmm. All you're doing is typing as fast as you can and refreshing the feed. Yep. It's a nightmare. I mean, it's kind of like me trying to talk to the three of you and still talk to everybody in the sidebar over here.
And it's clunky. It's just clunky. I mean, but the thing is, can you imagine you've got communities that were started that pushed through the clunk, you know what I mean? And they love each other and they're finding value. So now all of a sudden you introduce someone who you followed, someone whose opinion you admire and respect. And now all of a sudden you can be interviewed and brought into the seat to actually interact with someone who's been your, online mentor for 2 or 3 years. And it's just pushing past that. So
you just coined a phrase, push through the clunk. I love that. And I want to note here that there's 54 people that are watching right now, and this is all from social. I have not. What I'm going to be doing as a host is telling my list about it and having them say at a certain time on a certain day, here's what I'm going to be doing. Go subscribe and start following here.
Absolutely,
that's a great way. Ian, what do you think?
I think this is social media version 2. I do think it's going to be massive growth opportunity. I think I agree with you, Joel. It's like getting in now at an early stage that before the droves of people come in, it's a great opportunity. What's interesting as well is the platform is only being built. It's not built yet. It's in beta just about. Every day there's changes coming in. So I'm writing an article about it, but I know by the time the article's finished, the platform will have changed,
That's right.
Well, first of all, it's great to see you, Ian, and great to see you, Dawn. Ian and I go way back, and Dawn, super nice to meet you.
You too.
I think this is pretty cool tech. I mean, I have to admit, it's like, where else would you spontaneously get 50 people to show up and spend half an hour with you on the fly talking about a topic that is completely unknown?
Right. And the thing is, the barrier is gone. You've got, there's such opportunity out there with people who are subject matter experts, but not techies. And so now the barrier is being lowered. And now all of a sudden you can invite people in who know their stuff, but maybe don't want to fight through the nonsense of Twitter or don't want to fight, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely. Yeah. By the way, just out of curiosity, I do see a little icon next to Dawn and next to Ian that looks like a person with a plus sign. What does that mean? Do you know? Does that mean
you could follow them? So simply click that.
Follow them on Twitter or follow them on here?
Here.
So if you go to my profile, Mike, and just click the button beside it.
I just did, and it turned red. So
you must follow me now. So
yep, cool.
Yeah. Now you're following, and the feels are not something that's tracked. It's something that in the moment during the broadcast, it's people saying, "Yay, you just said something really smart, and we love you, and don't ever go away." But it's not something that they're tracking. It's just a fun feature.
And it actually is for the host. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
go on. Ladies
No,
first.
I was going to say for the guests, it really adds that live performance element, like a comic improv, when you've got someone who's from that industry and they kind of responds, that call and response back with the audience. It really is energizing for people.
It creates a little competition too, because I'm like, look at how fast Ian's numbers are going up. I better start talking.
There. Eric there has helped me there.
Yeah, there you go, Ian.
An interesting thing that Tyler was doing, we were on earlier on, was he kept on changing the title of the event, because as people are tweeting out and as the conversation changes, he kept on changing that. So more people were coming in because it was something else we're talking about. So, that was an interesting thing to do as well.
And now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a blab first. We're going to play a game, and you guys, since you've got the seats here, you're going to get to play with me, and we're going to play Name That Tune. Right here, live on the blab. I'm going to start playing a song, and I'm going to stop. And whoever, put your hand up as soon as you know it, okay?
Don't look at the comments on the side, right?
Don't look at the comments.
Yeah, that's so cheating. That's so cheating.
I'm going to turn my music up. Here we go. Play Name That Tune. Oh, you know what? I need to put it through my...
All I heard is...
It's in my headset.
Is it the Brady Bunch theme?
No. I'm gonna do it on my iPad so that you guys can hear it, because
Is it Imagine Dragons? Is it Imagine Dragons?
How did you hear that?
Wait, I've got mom ears. Are you kidding me? These are radars.
Were you guys all able to hear that? Okay.
No, I didn't hear a thing.
Okay, because I just heard it in my headset.
It sounded like.
Well, you were really close. It wasn't, but you were really close. So what? Let me get in here and do this again, and we're gonna do this right. See, this game show host wasn't ready.
Yeah, so I mean, it's intriguing to do a game. What do we win?
You win bragging. You win bragging rights.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me grab my. I'm gonna grab my JBL.
I know what we could win. How about?
Have you seen these?
What the heck is that thing? A lantern?
This is my favorite Bluetooth speaker.
That's what I was going to say. Eric Tung said a free ticket to Social Media Success Summit. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's a good.
Eric, so nice of you to offer that gift up.
Yeah.
That's
Mike,
coming out of
Mike
your
doesn't
budget.
mind as long as he buys it. Mike doesn't mind.
This is a JBL Pulse. This is my favorite Bluetooth speaker. It's a $200 speaker. And let me just, now this is not Name That Tune yet. I'm just going to show you the speaker.
This is a rock.
This is so cool.
I have
let me pick a song here from my... All right, here we go. Now, I'm just showing you this. We're not guessing a song, but check this out.
Cool.
Love this speaker.
Do you like shower with that maybe at night and it just lights up the shower?
I have to confess, I have done that, and I have no life.
I know Joel a little bit too well.
TMI.
All right, so Name That Tune. We'll do an easy one to start with. I'm just going to play you a quick clip. Anybody?
I'm too old.
I have
it's
no
new.
idea.
You're not the type of girl to remain.
Rosanna.
No. It's,
Somebody over here in the side.
I need to get my kids.
Andy Grammer. Emily's got it right. Is Andy Grammer? Fine by me. Okay, so we're gonna do another one now. Here we go.
Oh, that's an older song.
Michael buzzes in.
Oh, is it?
She's a.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No.
She's a man-eater.
Yes.
Okay, one more. We're going to do another oldie here. I'm going to go back to the oldie classic.
Oldies are good.
And all right, here we go. This is we're gonna go way back.
Is this like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that? No. Oh, way back. This is 70s, right?
Summer Breeze makes me feel
Summer Breeze.
Yeah, rolling Jasmine in my mind.
Well done, Tyler.
With the dog.
All right, who can sing that song? Somebody want to come on and sing it?
Summer Breeze makes me.
There you go.
Dawn just won a free pass to social media marketing. No.
No.
All right, wait. You guys are on a roll. Let's do just one more here in the first official Name That Tune on Blab. Here we go.
It's Diana Ross. Something's happened to someone. What the heck's the name of that?
She came from somewhere back in the long
She's got the
ago.
song.
There you go.
You
And there's a dog.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
come on.
George, I love that. I love that.
I loved this song.
That
Doobies.
The
Emily's got it
Bungles.
right with the song. Somebody. What a Fool Believes.
What a
Pop
Fool
culture
Believes.
nailed it.
Oh
Very
my
cool.
gosh.
There you go. You guys just participated in a Blab first. And I want to thank Dawn and Ian for jumping on. We're going to
Thanks
open up
very
your
much.
seats,
Yep.
and we're going to welcome some others
Honored.
on.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
guys. See
Nice.
you, Mike. See you, Joel. See you, Don. Thanks for having me in.
All right, we're opening up the seats. Grab them and talk to myself and Michael Stelzner. Tyler Anderson is jumping on, and Eric Fisher.
By the way, while we're waiting for them, a great book that I've started reading recently is called The Automatic Customer. And I just don't read a lot of books, but I will tell you this is a kick-butt book. It's
John, what's his name?
John whatever, Warlow, and it's about it's basically about continuity models, about how to build a business that can generate ongoing revenue, and it's really a good book.
Excellent.
Tyler and
Hey.
Eric, two good friends. How you guys doing?
Good.
We look like the angels on the side of your shoulders with the white and black T-shirts here.
Good and evil. So,
Well, let me
what are
introduce
your
these two
thoughts?
guys. If you don't know Tyler Anderson, he is based out of San Diego. Social Media Day San Diego is his big event, and he's Casual Fridays. And he also has a podcast called the Social Media Social Hour, which I listen to. Eric Fisher on the bottom left is host of Beyond the To-Do List. He also is one of my employees working for Social Media Examiner. Woohoo! So great to see all you guys. What do you think about this platform?
Well, Eric, I'll maybe let you go first here. Once you tackle it, and I'll go because a lot of people already know how I think about it. So.
Well, I was the skeptic who, in the community forums, was saying, "Yeah, I think it sucks. Their site looks awful. I don't need another tool. I have social media streaming video fatigue." I'm sold. This is good. This is doing. I mean, I haven't thought of anything yet that I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like it is, and that they're this far in beta. Geez, I'm sold.
Right, and take a look at this. So, Mike, I just changed the topic to I typed in the chat field /topic.
All right,
Mike was
good. This show,
introducing
we're
myself.
perfect. I'm now in control. All right, let's kick Joel out.
Here's what I want you
Let's
to
get this
know.
party started. No more 70s songs.
So Mike messaged me beforehand, and he said, so like a hangout, maybe 20 people. And that's what you can really expect on a hangout. Look at this. We've got 47 of you here now on something that's brand new. This hasn't been around for years. That's why I think this is going to be popping. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Eric, I hear what you're saying. I remember when I first heard about it, I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and I came back, and I felt like a lot of people were talking about Blab, and I'm like, okay, is this another Meerkat or Periscope? And I'll be honest, I wasn't crazy about the name either. And but I tried it out because Mitch Jackson was scheduled to do an interview, and I said, hey, I think I can use this. Let's just go ahead and try it out that way. And that's how we did. That's how I first got exposed to the platform, and I really like it. And I can totally go into why I like it for podcasting. But aside from that, what I think is so cool about this, Mike, one of the biggest things a lot of us love about your event, yes, it's the content, but also it's that networking that we get. This is like online networking on crack. We get to tweet each other. We comment on each other's social media posts. Even with Periscope, if you were to launch a Periscope, yeah, I get to maybe, watch you, but I don't necessarily, I can type you, but I can't talk to you as easily as this is. And yesterday when I did a podcast with Sue Zimmerman, that took about 40, 50 minutes. But then right after that, we had, like 15 people jumping in just like Joel's been doing. And that's what makes it really fun, I think. So that's what I like about it.
I like the fact that we don't have to be on a mobile device to do this. If anybody is on a mobile device right now watching this, would you please indicate in the comment section? Because my guess is that most of you are at a desk. And
let us know if you're using the Blab app. Okay, New Marketing's on. Paulie Lacosta's on mobile.
Yeah, so maybe in the next round let's
CMB922.
bring on a couple people that are on mobile in the next round and just see how it varies, because that would be really intriguing.
Steve Dotto's here. Pop Culture's on. Steve, I want you to stand by to jump on when we kick one of these good-looking gentlemen off.
So
Steve-
Tyler,
Steve
wait,
did
since
join-
I'm in charge of the show here, go ahead, Tyler.
Okay, well, gotta go.
Steve did join earlier via mobile, and it was good. There's a little complications, but I think that's what's nice about the platform is you can be behind a desktop or you can be behind mobile.
Tyler, I mean, how long have you been using this platform?
2.5 weeks, but I've recorded 4 podcast episodes on it now. So
Wow.
I do like that aspect of it. And you know, you're right. It can get distracting. It's kind of made me think, what would I do to tweak my show? Because I do like the live studio audience aspect of it. And I think sometimes, you know, as a podcast host, there could be an amazing question that could come from an audience member. So it's made me kind of think maybe bringing on like a co-host to the show and have them maybe just take one of these seats, and they're really there to be moderating more of the comments. And like you said, too, I would focus more on the guests.
Yeah. Very cool. That's what I was wondering about, is how distracting could it be? I mean, look, if we're in the early days right now and there's 40, 50 people here, just imagine a couple months from now when you have hundreds in the room, how distracting that would be with all this stuff flying through the right column there. Mm-hmm. There's no way to collapse that comment column yet, is there? Do you know?
No, and also you'll notice if you scroll up, the comments expire after so many. So I think what would be great is if you also had the ability to record all the dialogue so that later you had a transcript of the comments. And I don't think that's possible as of now.
You know what I did is because I'm on a desktop, I took my browser window and scooted it over to the right. So if I didn't want to see the comments, I didn't have to. But I'm curious on the recording side. Does it record just the video, or is it recording the comment stream also, kind of like Periscope does? Just the video.
Now,
yeah,
that's what I was going to ask.
One thing is the developers of this of Blab, both the CTO and the CFO, the CEO and the CTO, they've been very they've been participating a lot, and they are still building enhancements. And I think this is the feedback they're looking for. And last night they jumped on a Blab that Joel and I were on, and I think they probably will give the ability to collapse the comments. I think they also. I want to say they did say they are going to be adding soon, when they do email you the recorded version of the Blab, they will start including the comments as well. So it's pretty cool. They're very involved, and I think it's only going to improve.
If anybody can ping Sean Purry, I would love for him to jump on here as well and meet Mike. And I'll just show you to give you an idea of what the Blab looks like in replay, because I've got it on my Dropbox here, and I'll show you on my iPad.
Now, I heard, Tyler, is it true that they separate the audio out, or do you have to do that yourself for your podcast?
They do, and I'm pretty certain you probably record your podcast like I do.
Right.
They will give you the audio file. They do not separate it out. It's one file, but what I do is I record everything into a digital audio recorder. Now, of course, it's not separated, but I can control the monitors there, my volume versus the volume of my guest.
Is the fidelity that I'm broadcasting on, I mean, I'm using a really high-end microphone, is it coming through at the quality that would be over Skype from what you can tell, Tyler? Because I know you do this a lot.
Yeah, you sound great. And this is the first time I've joined a Blab with my earbuds, because I'm on a laptop, not at my home recording studio office. And so, yeah, people, when I've joined them, they all said my audio was sounding amazing. And but you sound awesome right now, too.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds like Skype quality at this point.
Yeah, with your microphone, Eric, you do sound really good.
Yeah.
So you're on the same thing I'm on, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm using something similar. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm just using a standard, over-the-ear headset. And how does that sound?
It sounds good, but not as good as Eric.
Right, you guys, but even for this, so this is what a replay looks like, just like this.
Who's that guy on the left with the messed up hair? Just kidding.
I know, right? But it's great stuff. I'm just putting it in my Dropbox, and I actually uploaded.
Hey, hey guys, do you guys mind? I'll jump out, but for Con, he's the CTO. He can jump in and he can answer everything about Blab. Do you guys mind?
That sounds great. For Con, grab this seat when Tyler bounces. Thanks, Tyler. See you later.
Do you want to bring?
While he's coming in, I'll say one cool thing, and then I'll go. When I signed up for Blab, I felt really awesome that they were sending emails talking about the progress of the app in those emails, and really kind of instigating community feedback from that. So very cool.
That's great. Hey, Eric, thanks for hopping in. We'll catch you on the flip side. Hey, Furkan, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. Say hi to Mike Stelzner.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, nice to meet you. So you're the guy behind the tech that we're enjoying right now, huh?
Yep.
That is awesome. Well, I'm very impressed. Very impressed. And I mean, the fact that you've got Joel and you've got myself and you've got Steve who's coming in on a mobile device. I mean, he looks great. Hey, Steve.
That's just me, about.
That's up for debate, but it is functional, and we see him.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got great tech here. So can you share a little bit about what the vision is without violating any non-disclosure kind of stuff that you might do? I mean, can you tell us where is this headed? Because right now, I look at this. You guys are intentionally targeting tech and business, and I think it's very smart. And I'm just curious, kind of, maybe you can lay out a little bit of the vision if you're able to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, honestly, like, we've been building this thing in public, and we're very, we come on, and I was just on another blab with one of the guys on here, Jonas, and we were talking about which JavaScript frameworks to use and, like, what we're not doing good right now versus how we use it. And I think on all levels of it, like, it's important for us, like, this is, if we don't have our ears on the ground here, we're like missing out on all the good stuff, because this is where all the information for us in beta, how we can test it, how we can kind of go with it. And if we don't share with you guys, then how is this going to work, right? Like, what we think is not just what we're thinking here, but it's like a collection of everyone from the community, a collection from like all of our thoughts, and just every day it's a learning experience. But I'll quote Sean on this. Sean says he wants blabbing to be bigger than blogging. So that's kind of where we want to take this. And the reason blogging does come up a lot, or podcasting or radio, more so than even live streaming when we talk, is because we're thinking about it from, we want people to come on here, create quality content. That content will probably live for a longer period of time. So things like recording, hosting it here, having it, embeddable players, having it kind of portable as well. It's all very important. Some of the things you guys are talking about with like chat and, I think all of that makes sense, and we see that in our plans of how we attack what we call the core loop of this experience. And it's going to be about creating quality content. It's going to be about creating things that, and our basic premise has always been like push a button, start a talk show. And so if you can kind of imagine where that goes from, we think there's infinite potential to it.
I got to tell you, I'm really impressed. I think the simplicity upon which you can join this thing is your key differentiator, right? I mean, the problem right now with a Hangout is you got to have another technician behind the scenes figuring the whole thing out. Yeah. And I don't even do Hangout appearances anymore. I've told my assistant I will no longer be on Hangouts and I did that months ago because it's just too much of a pain in the butt to figure out. This is cool. So I'm excited, and I'm not a prophet, but I can definitely tell you that you have some momentum that is just getting started. And I hope you guys are ready for the impending storm, because I think it's going to blow up on you guys. And my hope is that you've got a lot of servers behind the scenes and you can scale, as this thing grows, because you're probably seeing quite a bit of growth every day, I'm imagining, right?
Yeah, it's been good. Nothing that's been nothing that's been worrisome yet, and I think we'll be kind of good going forward. Obviously, that's going to bite me in the butt one of these nights. So,
right.
I mean, the main thing I look at is we've purely focused on product right now. We have not thought about growth. We have not thought about virality, or, to be honest, like, our first time user experience isn't great, and there's a bunch of usability issues, and that's fine. Right now, what we're trying to do is make it nail that experience. And what you talked about with Hangouts is like, Hangouts effectively does this. There's a different way they do it, but for some reason, it's really, really hard to do. And I don't understand why. And we've started at the stupid simple side of everything, and we've kind of come from that angle where it's got to just work. Like, you press a button, things have got to happen. And that's our main focus right now. Then we'll be.
I'm going to give you some quick feedback. You want to work on your Facebook open graph side of things a lot, because when we promoted this thing on Facebook,
it's the worst.
It looks kind of ugly, right? I mean, so it's not super complicated to embed open graph tags, and I might encourage you to do that, because I think that will increase dramatically the likelihood that people will click through and subscribe, which is going to be a key part of your growth.
Oh, 100%. It's actually like, it's one of the things I've been working on today. Actually, is getting a nice meta for both. I think Facebook as well as like Twitter cards, and experimenting with media tweets and things like that. Because I think like there's a lot of visual going on here. It'd be nice to kind of capture that to your audience. It's always the same reason why we have that bar on the side. Like, it's not a sharing bar. I think there's a conversation you can have with your social audience, and that's where it should happen, right? Like, it's still relevant to what's happening in here. And I think we'll be kind of trying to extract more power out of these things.
Hey, for Comm, so a lot of people are asking, and certainly you don't need to give us the inside scoop, and somebody's got an emergency going on. It's not here. People want to know how many users Blab now has, and certainly you don't have to reveal the secret sauce, but if you could tell us how many people have signed up and how many concurrent users on average, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you some of the numbers that I find interesting. So, like, to be honest, I don't find the users number interesting personally. I kind of look at one thing, which is like how much people are consuming, and like what's happening there. And so, like, right now we're seeing an average person who comes on a Blab spends over an hour just consuming content per day. I like that number. And when I think about it, people are giving 1/16 of their day that, they're not sleeping and spending it consuming content here. And I think that's like, those are the things that get me excited. And, it's definitely in the thousands per day, right? Like, there's a lot of people on, you can kind of see the activity every day. It's different. And every day there's more going on. And those are the things that we've been really, really focused on, is like, there's a lot of vanity metrics that mean nothing. And if we talk about them and we take meaning for them, then we're buying into that. And so we're trying to be very strict with ourselves on what we care about.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's the who that's here is more important than the quantity right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you've got a lot of people here that are early adopters on the broadcast side, like Joel. And, they naturally spread the word, and that's kind of exciting. Joel, I wanted to ask Steve a question real quick, if you're okay with this. I wanted to ask what the mobile experience is like for you, Steve, because you're broadcasting live from a mobile device.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. The biggest confusing part was I responded in text, and then I didn't know how to get back to the video screen. Discovered if you double tap on the text in the text area, it slides back down. So there's a lot happening on a small screen, and I've got a 6+ here, so I've got a big screen, and but it's quite usable. I think the worst thing is I'm going to cramp up. My hand is going to cramp up, so that because if I go drop too low, I got the big chin thing happening. So I got to keep the angle quite right.
You need a selfie stick, Steve.
That selfie stick or some sort of a prop would do. I mean, I don't see this as ideal broadcasting from the mobile app. I will use this doing chores and stuff like that around the house, using it almost like a podcast without worrying about the video, just listening through the mobile app a lot more than I would say I would ever consider coming on as a guest or trying to present, unless I'm out on the road and I don't have access.
So Steve, actually, I 100% agree with you. And there's one feature that we really wanted to make sure worked on the mobile, which is when you're listening, you can hit the home button and put the phone in your pocket and just listen in the background. And you go into audio only mode, and it makes it so you don't use up a lot of bandwidth. So if you're in a place where you're not getting great signal for video, go to home, and you'll now be able to listen in and participate. You can be a part of that. So
what a great tip. And then you could also use it, like if I was taking the dog for a walk, I could stay listening, and I wouldn't be concerned about using too much mobile data at that point.
Correct, because the audio is about 1/8 of like what you get out of with audio and video. So.
Well, another home run for you guys. I mean, for me, just if I can just jump in really quickly, it's been interesting. You guys have been talking about so many different facets, but having come from a traditional broadcast world, doing these blabcasts or whatever we're going to call them feels the most like doing my radio show back in the day. The energy that comes from the real-time connection, being able to see the others, it's just like you're sitting around a table in the control room in a radio studio. The energy and then the interaction from the audience, it feels so much like traditional terrestrial radio talk, which generates its own energy, and of course has been a staple of media for a very long time. You've captured that energy, and so that's one of the reasons that I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a lot about radio. Like I think about what the pain of syndication is, how hard is it to get your voice onto that, and even like whether it's traditional media on radio or even like things like Around the Horn or ESPN, like a lot of the conversation that happens there is like I'm a Raiders fan. I get 1 minute of news coverage a week on NFL Network, and it doesn't really happen. And where do I go to get that engagement level? And I'm excied for when, that starts happening on here.
Well, and you never have the opportunity to engage directly with the hosts, noticing you coming in the way that, as soon as we popped in here, people were saying, hey, Steve's here. And even if they didn't know who I was, the fact that I can be posting some questions and get immediate response from it's very difficult even in traditional radio. Your producer's got to pass the call through. They've got to, there's an awful lot of steps standing between you and your audience. With this platform, there's nothing between you and your audience. And that, for anybody that comes from a traditional media place, is a real epiphany.
Yeah. It might scare some people, but, that's fine.
We are not afraid.
But the other thing is you might be actually counterproductive for our entire industry, because we're going to spend so much freaking time here that we're not getting our work done for a while.
Yeah, I've got a question for Quan. Is that how you say it? I hope I didn't pronounce your name wrong.
For Quan.
How have people been using this from the business side? Have you seen any innovative uses, or has it all been pretty much what we're doing right here? I'm curious.
So there's definitely a lot of this, but there's been a lot of interesting stuff that some of it we thought about and some of it we didn't. So like one interesting one was I've seen a lot of cooking shows where people who are chefs get multiple cameras with multiple accounts and multiple people in different places cooking something together. And I'm just thinking about my mom is an awesome cook, not a cooking show cook, but she's got recipes to share with people around the world. She would never blog it, right? She's just not really kind of sitting there and creating a recipe, and a format like this would work really well. We've seen in the middle of the night, if you're up when I'm up, it's 3 a.m. Pacific time, and there's a group of police officers from the UK that are using this on their patrol. So one officer is out on patrol. There's two in different districts kind of monitoring what's going on and engaging with different districts on their day's activity, what they're looking for, what regions are, different things that have been happening. And they're using it as a communication channel. They're talking about using it for their town halls because they're super transparent there on the law enforcement side. And it's just an interesting kind of thought process there. We've been talking to people. So Sean has an idea where he wants to create effectively the world's largest virtual conference, where we could run a 24-hour long conference with a session every hour with, a different group of people, whether it's business or entertainment and whatnot. And there's been ideas about using it as, for on the kind of charity side to do where they used to do the NPR or PBS kind of marathon sessions where they're going after a cause. It'd be great to be able to have people call in and support the cause while this is going on. And so it's just honestly, it's part of the fun right now. We're throwing things out. We want everybody else is finding different ways to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's some interesting stuff on here. What else was there? There was a group of people who met on here. There was a guitar player and two singers, and they met on Blab. They wrote a song on Blab. They actually came to our office and performed it for us, and they're doing shows now. And it's kind of crazy. So,
when did you guys launch?
So from idea till now, it's been just a little bit over 3 months, a couple of days over 3 months. So, yeah.
But what's happening now is the flame, the spark that was there. It's this last couple weeks, it's been fanned. I see the growth is really going to be hyper here for you guys over the next few months.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, great getting people on.
Yeah, it will. It will. Trust me. I mean, I'm not going to brag or anything, but I know that my audience is going to begin to learn about this. And I think once the marketing world begins to understand this, you're going to have a nice little pop. I mean, there are many of my friends are here already. And, it's the marketers that made Twitter what they are. And it's the marketers that made Facebook what they are by putting telling their entire audience that this is where you can communicate with us. So it's the marketers that are going to do this for you too. And I'm excited that so many of them are adopting right now for you, because that's a very positive sign.
And I love that. So for Cons here, and the other day Mitch was on one of them, and Sean jumps in all the time, and they're listening. I really appreciate that you guys are humbly asking, what do we want? What do we want to see? Even the emails that Blab Brittany is sending out every day is please give us feedback. And they have a board that's set up so people can give suggestions and vote up. suggestions. So they're really listening. Hey, Steve, thanks for popping in.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Mike, good to see you. Congratulations and thanks for this, Farkon. It's awesome. And Joel, good job on this one.
Excellent. And let's, I want to have some gender equality here. Let us have a female of the species. By the way, you can't see this, Mike, but on the open seat right now, it shows me the number of people that are trying to take the seat, and I can either accept or reject them. And don't take it as a personal rejection, Guy. I'm actually, there's Samantha Kelly. Samantha, we're going to go ahead and bring you on, the tweeting goddess. So we have a little gender diversity here. And here she comes. People are giving her love and feels already. I'm always questionable about that for Con, the feels. I really hope that we come up with another word for that, because feeling each other up just lends itself to way too many
It looks like a high five to me, actually. You don't have to call it. Oh, you're talking about the word when you hover over the person, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're called feels. You click to give feels. Well, it looks like she was having a hard time, but whoops, sorry, Ivan. I do want to speak to you, but I didn't mean to bring you on there. Pam, we're going to bring you on. Pam Brossman, at Pam Brossman. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, Pam. How are you? I'm
really well, calling all the way from Sydney, Australia. It's only just going 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm just about to go for a run, and then I saw you guys on here, so I sort of got sidetracked.
Well, that's a great test right there. Having somebody join us from the other side of the world and having the quality of stream that we've got, both audio and video, is really fantastic.
Yeah, I've been using this for a week. And Joel, congratulations on your New York Times bestseller. Your book is awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I thank you, and the Meerkat thanks you.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
Don't show any meerkats around here, Joel.
No, I should have
no meerkat zone.
This meerkat was actually given to me by Courtney Kramer. After we blew up, I played a role, a small one probably, in helping spread the word about Meerkat at South by, and she gave me this meerkat. And I'm still a fan of Meerkat. I think that the live streaming that Meerkat and Periscope and Live for Facebook Mentions offer is different from this. So if I'm out and about and I want to share an experience with people, I've got my phone, I can instantly start meerkatting. But this is an entirely different beast, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm loving this. I mean, I've been on for 13 days, and I tried to get into Periscope, but I'm a PC user. I'm not a mobile user, so I just couldn't get in the swing of it. And then this arrived, and I had one go. And being a YouTuber, I was in heaven. I just saw the possibilities immediately. And I've got my whole women's group coming in. So if you've got a community already on Facebook, they come across here and I teach them stuff, and then they come in and they ask me questions. But my husband's looking at it from what you guys are doing, an interviewing perspective, getting experts in here and bringing experts to the community. But I'd love to know, Michael Stelzner, how do you see it just from a first impact perspective using it?
I think it's really cool. I mean, I told Joel when I got on this thing, I got to stop at the top of the hour, but I texted him over Skype and I said, okay, let's go a little longer.
I knew it.
I hate to say it, but when you said I've been on here 16 days, it's like digital crack. I don't know. I mean, and I know someone's going to quote me on that, but there is something, especially if you're an extrovert like I am, there is something, you know, I'm working in an office, and yes, I've got some other people outside of this office, but there's something like invigorating about this. And I do think that from a marketing perspective, this is a game changer. And the reason I think this is a game changer is because the friction or the on-ramp to using this is so easy. All you need is a Twitter account, and all you need is to tell your browser, hey, accept the camera and accept the audio. I've never had an easier way of doing this. And I think the applications are pretty out of this world. And I think that, you know, that's part of the reason why I'm having Brian Fonzo come teach a course on this, actually, for the Social Media Marketing Society coming up soon. And we just made the decision like in the last 48 hours. So, you know, there is something here. And I'm not one of those land rush guys who rushes in ever.
Yeah.
You know, I've done one Periscope and I think one Meerkat, and I'll probably be doing another Blab. And I guess, you know, that's my opinion.
Or 1,000. Hey, Furkan, thanks for joining us. I want to bring Brian.
Cool.
Fanzo
I got to get
on.
some work done. Take care, guys.
So we appreciate you. Keep rocking it, brother. Hey, iSocial fans, grab a seat. We want to bring you in here. And, hey, do it again, brother. I accidentally clicked. There we go. iSocial fans in the house, you guys tell a little bird, hit the tweet button over there. Feel free to customize it if you like. And there he is.
Hey.
What's up, Brian?
Hi, Mike.
Tweet
Hi,
faster.
Pam, Joel.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How's everybody doing?
Really awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this is Stelzner's first time, and like you just heard, he was like, I got to go in an hour, and I'm like, all right, we'll see. And he messages me and says, all right, I'm going to stick around a little bit longer. He's got, otherwise he gets the shade.
Yeah, everybody I told, I said that I warned them. I say it's amazing. I wrote the blog today. It said goodbye Google Hangouts, hello Blab, but it's addicting. That's for sure.
What is it? What? Yeah, you guys in the chat room on the right too. Like in one or two words, tell me what it is. Because on Hangouts, we could put 10 people.
I know
in the
it's
room.
pretty simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. This is the you brought it up, Mike. It's the idea that I can get someone on video without having a training course. Because to get someone on Google Hangout, there was like 13 variables, and you had to bring them in, and you had to have a Google Plus account, but not a Gmail account, and they would authorize the wrong one. This one is click, click, click. Most of the time, if there's been an issue, we say refresh the screen, they refresh, and they're on. It's that. I mean, keep it simple, stupid is in my opinion what has made this, because they kept the platform pretty easy, but they have enough features, right? It's plugged into Twitter. They let you have part of the conversation, but yet they didn't go crazy with like lower thirds and call to actions and, all of these things that would have made it the learning curve, the adoption rate be a lot harder. I'm impressed by the simplicity of use for sure.
Well, and look at the things that other people are saying here on the side, and I don't disagree at all. Easy, people being real, relationship building, access, no barriers. They email me my video, meeting new people, game-changing stuff. Yes, Kramer. Brian Kramer is up on Tuesday, by the way, guys. Make sure that when you're following my stream, you click to subscribe to Tuesday's show, because that's going to be rockin' when Kramer's in the
And here,
house.
look at this. So here's the use case. So I'm at the Geek House here in Dallas. Dallas here in a minute, or here at 7. But I'm going to put Blab on that screen. And Mark K is going to be in Orlando, and Mark K is going to be able to present to this entire group in one Blab square while I'm in the other one, only using Blab on that screen talking about live streaming.
That's awesome.
I mean, how cool is that? I mean, we couldn't even do that with Skype because Skype has the requirement of the laptop and the computer. I'm going to be doing it from my phone, initiating it from my phone.
And how cool is it that Brian Fonzo has given us a behind-the-scenes tour of where he is, right? I mean, that is bringing the Periscope element into it, right? And the Meerkat element.
That's where the mobile app comes in handy, and I'm looking forward, because right now I've only sat right here, same place. I'm like, do I need a set behind me? But I love. Oh wow!
How cool is that, Brian? Are you're holding a laptop in your hand, right?
I am, but I could do it on my. I have done it on my phone.
Where are you right now?
I'm at the Geek House in Dallas for the social media org Dallas event tonight. I'm presenting the power of live streaming.
What is the Geek House, and how in the world did they get that thing up there on the wall?
They said they ordered it. They had it actually made for them. But the Geek House is like a community space it has a podcasting room. It has a studio. They have like the tag board out here. It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Hey, so Brian, there's a question History Needs you just asked, which I don't know because I haven't used the app. Can you switch the front to back-facing camera? Okay, that's great.
And it's very easy to use. Look, they even have a tag board here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the mobile app, I mean, I tell you what, here, what I'll do is just give me 1 second. I'll jump in on the mobile app so you can see what my view is via mobile. Give me a minute.
I love the unpredictability, the openness to which the show can flow. And you see how this is kind of like a Tonight Show format where you can have a guest on, but it's not just that guest. Now it becomes more than that. It's a conversation. Everybody else hold on and grabbing your seat. Hey, Pam, I'm going to bounce you here.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Thanks for letting me in. See you guys.
Great.
Have a good run, Pam.
We're going to let Samantha try and jump on again in the dark. She's in the dark while we're waiting for Fanzo. There he is as well.
Hello, Samantha.
Hello. Lovely to talk to you guys. I'm calling from Ireland.
Ireland, cool. You must know Ian.
I do, and Jenny and all of the guys, yeah. And it's great to be here. And I'm really enjoying Blab, actually. I've only started tuning in yesterday. Jenny told me about it, Jenny Brennan, and I was watching Ian earlier, and I think I'm addicted now, unfortunately. I got no work done today.
It can suck up a lot of time. You know, I'm hosting my own, but I also like to see who else is on, and I'll jump in and they'll go, "Hey, Joel's here. You want to jump on?" I'm like, "Okay," and then I'm there for an hour. And
then the pressure, like, who did you let on? And are you going to hurt someone's feelings if you don't let them on? So I do appreciate you letting me on. I've been following you for a while, and my target this year is to get to the social media conference. So hopefully we'll be using this a lot over there.
Well, awesome. I hope you do, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. And Fanzo is back, and so now you're on mobile.
Hi, Brian.
I think Brian is having problems with his mobile device because he did freeze up on us for a second there.
He did, and that's so. I think that is a mobile issue. And the one time I did go to watch on my mobile, I noticed there was a lot more stuttering.
And Fanzo is back.
Yeah, we hear that.
And, so now you're on mobile.
Yeah, Brian, we're hearing.
Yeah, it's not good.
It kind of sounds a little bit like R2D2, maybe drunk.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, Samantha, thanks for popping in. We're going to close out here in a moment, and I want to close out with Michael. So hope to meet you sometime at a conference.
You will.
Twitter power.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
You see, you have fans in Ireland too. You see, we're watching. That's the great thing about this as well for a small business owner like me. Yes. It gives you such an opportunity, you know, to talk to influencers and stuff. It's brilliant.
Well, this won't be the last time. So thanks for popping in.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Samantha.
So now what I've done, Michael, is I've locked the seats so that nobody else hops in. And just as we finish out, a couple other things that I've discovered about this. If I were to leave right now and stop recording, and if I close my browser, you would still be here being able to engage, but you couldn't add anybody to the conversation.
Gotcha.
And if I were to come back in while one person is still here, I can take it back again. So I could say, hey, I got to bounce for 30 minutes, take the show, and I can go do my thing, and you can control letting other people on, and then I come back. So
I think that's really cool. And I mean, in some regards, I guess as long as one of the quote unquote coordinators, I guess, or whatever, are still on the show. Or is it anybody? Any other four?
I tried again, and now we have an echo.
Brian, I think you need to plug in your headsets.
I think that's what it is. I think it's the headset on Fanzo. But hey, Brian, we're going to wrap up anyway because I want to let Stelzner go. He's got something else to go do. And we'll continue here. We're going to keep going even when I let you go, Mike. But I'm going to end the show officially, and I'm going to quit the recording. And I want to thank you for coming and playing with us today. I'm sure it's been enlightening for you.
Well, just let me say, first of all, thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you, Joel, for hosting and for showing me the technology and for bringing in the guys from Blab to actually talk with us. I thought that was really exciting. And to everyone who's watching this, I think that you're watching the beginning of a little opportunity here that could be a great opportunity for you and your marketing. So we'll see where it goes. And Joel, thank you again for having me on, bro. And Brian and Joel, we'll see you.